Good evening, my name is Parmesan the 4th, also known as Parmesan3374. I would like to thank you for joining me and my cousin Zesselfon1234 on this broad and detailed history expedition. In this documentary, you'll get to see how this lost and forgotten Minecraft community came into existence, representing PvP, and of course, what happened from the early 2010s up to the early 2020s. It is already 2023, and every second something else changes. We tried to get as much accurate information as possible for this, but it seems to be a sufficient amount for a version of Minecraft with such ephemerality.
Hello everyone, Zesselfon here. Before we start, I would like to mention the fact that because of the immense amounts of players who have come and gone, we do not have time to mention every player. If you are not mentioned, it is not because we count you as irrelevant. Let's get started with a brief overview of the earliest days. Minecraft PvP, short for player versus player, started in 2010, shortly after the game's 2009 unofficial Java release. Marcus Persson, or Notch, the creator of Minecraft, decided with his team Mojang that the aspects of the game should be expanded with the release of 1.2.free, the first PvP to ever be seen in Minecraft. So what do you do in this combative mode? In simple terms, PvP requires you to strategically hit the other player and take their hearts down in order to win. PvP was strictly on PC until Minecraft got introduced to the Microsoft Xbox 360 on May 9, 2012, with 4J Studios entering the picture. Before the release of any other Legacy Edition, we all knew the Xbox 360 was the one gaming console to play Minecraft on. The Xbox 360 Edition was an instant success, and PvP wasn't forgotten about. The PvP category was brought over from Java straight to the Xbox 360. This was composed of the many ways PvP was played on Java, including the infamous survival games or Hunger Games. Communities that had an interest for PvP started to pop up. In 1.5 years after the 360 edition, the Xbox One got released. The Xbox One was released by Microsoft on November 22, 2013 as an 8th generation gaming console. The Xbox community didn't see Minecraft Xbox One Edition until it was released digitally on September 5, 2014. This was about 10 days before Notch, the creator of Minecraft, announced that he would be selling off the game to Microsoft for a big $2.5 billion exchange. On November 18, 2014, about 2 months later, Minecraft Xbox One Edition got released on the disc format for people who preferred to have a physical copy. Minecraft Xbox One Edition was almost identical to the 360 edition, as both of these versions were updated simultaneously. The gameplay had its own pros and cons, depending on the version. It seemingly changed quality as you changed versions, but this would only occur on some occasions.
These new purple blocks, and that little creature, and...
During this period, the developers were active with updates. Many updates came to the game, adding more blocks and features. This excited many players and created more opportunities for PvP and building. As a result of this, the Minecraft Xbox One Edition PvP community developed.
2015 was a little weird for the Xbox One community because this is going to sound stupid, I guess, but I kind of made the community, but not like by myself. Well, how it worked out was there were several different like groups of people, and then over the course of 2015, those individual communities kind of grew. At the very start, there was the faction people like Droid and Rocky. They had been doing factions for like a long time. I think it even went back to the Xbox 360. And then there was also the UHC community. My UHC community was like, we were like really exclusive and gatekeepy. Simist, he was an Xbox 360 player that found my channel. It was either him or Kyvan that found my channel. Little did I know that he was part of a larger group of people that were all connected by one man, that being Taizuko. And then eventually they all met up and amalgamated into the Xbox One PvP community, like by December 2015, or like more accurately, like 2016.
go and try and splash him with things, and let's try and use the axe. Go, 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 go. Use the axe, Get him.
And so we come to the great year of 2016, where one of the greatest advancements were made in the PvP system of Minecraft. On June 21st of this year, Minecraft minigames were released, with the introduction of Minecraft Battle Mode. This was the first and most successful out of the free minigames that were put on the Legacy editions. This game mode featured randomized loot chests filled with items and a fast-paced PvP system. Players originally had a limited inventory and a limited amount of lives. Battle Mode tested the real skill of players, creating a challenge for those looking for a Hunger Games style fight.
Anyway, let's get straight into explaining exactly why Battle Mode is so exciting and it is so cool, because at first I was expecting something very different to what was announced, because they did just kind of, explain it all to us, and I was like, so is this just the Hunger Games, but, like inspired from that, I should say, and they're like, we got inspiration from a lot of sources, and at first I thought that was like, so it's the Hunger Games, but just inspired, but truth be told, as I played it more and more, I realized how many clever changes they made that really separates it from the Hunger Games, but also makes it a lot better in so many different...
Open the chest, okay, there was nothing in that one, anything in that one, there we go, so I haven't got a sword yet. I really want a sword, but I got a bow and arrow, so I can at least defend myself a little bit. Let's go and get a swiftness. Oh, Squash. Oh, you can join mid-game, I guess. Maybe because it's a casual game. Oh, no. Maybe she's joining and spectating. That's probably what she's doing. She's probably doing what I was doing earlier. And did you see that? There's like a little red mark came on the screen. Does that come up when you get hurt, maybe?
Over time, Mojang and 4J Studios made Battle Mode more customizable with new settings, items, and a 16-player server size. Also in 2016, the developers added a new storage function called the shulker boxes. These shulker boxes allowed you to copy storage across many different shulkers, along with carrying them individually in your inventory. Before this edition, players used regular chests for PvP kits.
Like really, really weird. But I'm gonna fight Temper first, I guess.
Let's take a detour and talk about the main PvP kits in the Xbox One Edition PvP community. As many of you know, PvP kits are the different assortments of items players arrange to use to fight each other with. After a period of time, free main kits became standards of the community. Pot, Gapple, and Build UHC. Gapple is the most widely known kit of the community. It normally consists of diamond armor enchanted with Unbreaking 3 and Protection 4, a diamond sword with Sharpness 5, and enchanted golden apples. Under some circumstances, the kit may also include swiftness and strength potions. The main goal of this kit is to break all of your opponent's armor and destroy them utterly. This kit has roots dating back to 2015, originating in Java.
Gapple is short for golden apple. Eating one of those literally just gives you a whole upgrade, a temporary upgrade. You have to keep eating them as you fight to make sure your hearts don't go down. There are actually a lot of different versions of Gapple. There aren't just 2 or 3. You don't even need potions to play Gapple. A lot of the simpler versions don't even include potions. And some versions actually have beacons where it generates the speed and the strength for you, so you could still play at a faster pace and have more of a boost when you hit people. That's what the strength's for, so you can take their hearts down at a higher level.
Pi, another widely known kit, is a fast-paced styled kit designed for intense fighting. This kit, originally known as Kohi, or no debuff on Java, is composed of swiftness potions, ender pearls, and splash health potions. Enchanted diamond armor and an enchanted sword are also included. The fight period is shorter in this game mode, challenging players to beat their opponent as fast as they can, training skills in good aim and quick pace healing.
I actually like Pot more. Speed was just like a good thing because that was my aim. But like Pot and Build was like really big. I think like on Xbox like Build was like really big, bigger than Pot.
Build Ultra Hardcore, UHC for short, is another Java Edition originator that has the most diverse kit out of the three. This kit includes equipment like blocks, lava buckets, water buckets, regular golden apples, and a bow.
I preferred Build so much because I feel like Build, it was so... I can't really find the word, but it was just unpredictable. nothing was ever going to be the same.
The armor and sword aren't as powerful compared to Gapple or Pot, but the standard Gapples shorten the game length. This makes Build UHC the fastest game out until free if you don't include extra golden apples or quick dropping.
Quick dropping simply means when you beat somebody earlier than usual, especially in Gapple before their boots break. You could lock somebody in a combo, which is just an extended streak of hits you get on somebody, and eventually kill them way earlier before major armor has been lost. Another thing that I can say is that Build UHC can also be the longest fight when players have access to extra golden apples, because you could just eat them every 5 seconds to keep your hearts up. But you are allowed to put extra armor on if your old armor breaks. This is rarely allowed on Gapple matches compared to Build UHC. Now, when it comes to the popularity of Build UHC, well, I know we said Gapple was the most known, but Build UHC is just as popular, and it was probably the most popular back in 2016 and 2017.
These are just the main kits. Of course, there are many more kits that players have invented, like different variations of Gapple or Build. There are also crystal PvP kits, which are a very extreme style of fighting, incorporating in crystals into the system. Don't forget about Sumo. This isn't even a kit. It's a simple game mode from Java Edition where you hit your opponent off a platform using your fist. Usually, these platforms are elevated above the ground and can be designed in endless ways. Returning to the year 2016, this was also the year where PvP ranking lists began. Signs were written on walls or placed on the ground in a specific order. Players would attempt to form a numbered list from least skilled PvPers to most skilled, the best player being number 1.
In terms of rankings though, even if you're gonna take it like really seriously, which is like fine, you know, like I play Valorant, man, like it's great and all. I like competitive games. There's nothing wrong with it, but having like a number 1 rated person, a number 2 rated person, number 3 rated person doesn't really work, because like, you know, on any given day, like number 2 could beat number 1 but lose to number 3.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
and
it
just
right there.
doesn't work.
There are 2 common ways to rank PvPers, by opinion or by scheduled tournaments.
But yeah, guys, we're going to be hosting a Minecraft PvP tournament. And yeah, guys, there's going to be cash involved. Well, Xbox cash, that is. So what we're going to do is we're going to be hosting it on this server, and we're going to be setting it up in brackets depending on how many people join. I might limit it at a certain amount. Depending on, here, let's go to one of the arenas, but depending on the certain amount, I'll put all the information in the description, exactly what I'm going to be doing. So 2 of you, one might be over here, one might be over there. You battle it out, winner, we write down the winner, you go on to the next round.
These PvP ranks showed no sign of stopping for years to come. "2017 is another monumental year in the community, with the fatal introduction of a cheat called Rapid Fire, RF for short.
This cheat boosts a person's clicks per second substantially, creating a major advantage for the user. Originally, 17 to 18 clicks per second were the standard, but since then, it has increased to 20 or more. The company Collective Minds, one of the distributors of RF, and the reason players call the cheat Rapid Fire, created a way to use this cheat by hard coding it into a device that clips onto your controller called a strike pack. The pack also includes other features useful for more than Minecraft, mainly shooting games. The 3 main models of the strike pack include the Eliminator, Dominator, and the Cronus Zen. Modded controllers were also sold across the internet that had RF built into its system. Other ways of obtaining RF are more questionable, like a USB flash drive going straight into the Xbox console. These cheats ranged from $20 to over $100, which shocked people to think that players spent over $100 on a cheat for Minecraft alone.
2017 to 2018, that's when it first started coming out. People began getting modded controls and messing with controls and stuff, and that's when people started getting really good and stuff.
There weren't that many cheaters back then. If they did, they got like publicly ridiculed, except there was one guy who got away with it, and we didn't find out until years after the fact that he cheated and was in top 5 or whatever.
it's extremely unnecessary. Like, it's a cheat, obviously, because not everybody can get it, you know. Like, you just need to train a little bit more, you know. Like, don't resort to cheating because you think that the cheating is going to work. Like, don't just resort to cheating.
Okay, here we go. Rapid fire, is it good or bad, or is it both?
Okay. let me talk about this.
Oh, please.
Okay, so in my case, when I first got it, all I gotta say, low since RF, and I was God tier. That's all I gotta say.
Over time, this cheating method has created major controversy between players in the community, and people using this cheat have been looked down upon for years. People using this cheat became known as RFers, and many built themselves a reputation of being toxic cheaters. Not everyone was like this originally. Many people who originally played without cheats or legit eventually purchased or found some way of using RF. Yet there were a good mix of players who were mostly legit during this time in 2017, including but are not limited to Aezuhfy, Zertiify, Kieren, Taizuko, Humanoids, Chain, Phlozell, Naruto, Evident, Andrew Hacks, and many more.
PvP groups with mixed reputations, known as clans, also appeared in this era. These clans were either groups of friends or groups of players who were allies in servers. Clans ultimately led to rivalries, and spoiler alert, all of them have ended as of 2023.
I think the biggest clan was Aezuhfy's clan, but they were so strong and nobody wanted to play them.
So there were like PvP teams, and it sounds cringe, but you know, whatever. If you're in a competitive community, things like that are going to happen. And honestly, it's kind of a shame that it was very top heavy. There was like 2 teams that were like really, really good. There was XTOL and Malice, and then kind of X0, which was Taizuko's team, but he didn't put like anybody that was like in the top 10 air quotes on his team. I don't think he just kind of like rugged it out. There's like a lot of FFA and a lot of like random teams of 2 or teams of 3. I don't think there was teams of 4 because no one could have hosted that because you have 8 people in the world.
Either clan wars or scrimmed. Playing with a team was so much more fun, and just playing with other people in general was just so much more fun. I remember my first clan. I can't remember what it was called, but the original players were me, iChosen, Awaken, but it wasn't the original Awaken. There were 2 Awakens. One was higher up, but the quote-unquote knockoff was lower down. He was on my team, but quickly disbanded. I tried so much to try to bring in other clans, and I will say this, the only clan that we faced that ever beat me, it kills me to say it, but it was Ozzy, aka Caxi. His team was the only team to beat us, but there were so many issues for both sides. I don't want to make up a bunch of excuses. They beat us fair and square.
One major thing that happened in 2017 was that a player named Taizuko created the first ever player ranking list that reached over 50 players. It was a build UHC list that included 100 plus players, some of which were PS4 players. Believe it or not, there is a PS4, PS3, and a Wii U Legacy Edition PvP community that have their own set of players parallel to the Xbox One PvP community. It was common for players to jump back and forth between editions. Even though this isn't about those particular players, we thought they were worth mentioning. Anyways, if you would look back in the old times, you would see that the Xbox PvP community was thriving in 2017, with much activity and thousands of players. However, this was destined to change.
So many Minecrafts are fused into one huge Minecraft. We can all play together on multiplayer servers with millions of consoles, PCs, and mobiles.
Minecraft really is better together.
An update was released called the Better Together update, which came with the Minecraft Bedrock edition and cross-platform gameplay. This caused a major controversy between OG players and Mojang because of its sudden and uncalled for appearance.
I had quit the game June 2017, and then they announced Bedrock Edition, and it motivated me to play again. And I was like, all right, well, there's more things to do here. This game isn't like dead. So I started playing again, and then finally the Bedrock beta comes out. I think it's August 2017 when the beta comes out. It's like really awful. There's so many problems. It's still got some of the same problems today, but just not as bad.
Though the game came with more features at the time, no one was used to it, nor was the game at all close to the original quality in the Legacy version. The glitches were innumerable, and the lag delay combo was horrific.
Community really, really, really fell off whenever Fortnite was released.
RF pretty much ruined it. Fortnite ruined it even more.
Somebody messages me and convinces me to host a UHC, and by convinces me I meant by hosting ironically on the Bedrock Edition. So I did that, and then it was really fun. And hosting UHCs was actually really fun because the game was in a better spot, and then I kind of made a whole community off of doing that.
A large portion of the community migrated to Fortnite or Bedrock Edition after this release, disappointingly, some never to return. Going into 2018, the battle mode community was alive with rising PvPers, and many of these players were very skilled for the time. To list a few, Key Phoenix or No Minari, Cableman or Assassin, Golden Wolf or IX Okami, Choppa Cannon or Mizuki, and the two infamous players, Parmesan3374 and Zestfulfon1234. Since these players proved a challenge to newcomers, the two people known as the duo rose in place of some of the best. Our ultimate quest as a duo was basically to practically rise past like every other player we came across and like to troll people and to top people. We were just two kids on battle mode. We were bored getting drafted into the Minecraft community with the Xbox Ones because it had just released, and we were just like, yo, there's people on here. And so we played around. We got sent threats all the time because we were good at the game and everything, but you know, we were pretty abnormally invested in our time into pixelated video games.
Alright, so a long time ago, I was playing Battle. I met somebody named Johnny Been Lit, aka Azix, and he told me to fight this certain person, which most people know her by Phoenix. I went to fight her, and she introduced me to Assassin, and that's where I started off.
Hello, Mystery Man, and welcome to the interview.
Thank you. That's so fun.
So, how long have you been playing Minecraft?
Well, I've been playing Minecraft as long as the Pocket Edition. I remember walking into the Apple Store with my dad for the first time and seeing it on the iPad. And I was playing it. It was like the lava was a different texture, the cobblestone. And that, you know, remember that one little machine that had a little gear on it? It was like, it looked like a furnace, kind of had the texture of it. I didn't even know what it was for. It was like a grinder or something.
I know what you are referring to.
Yeah, it's really old.
It was called the Grindstone. They actually re-implemented it.
Yeah, they put it back in the game, I think, in Minecraft.
When you actually bought the game, what version did you buy?
I bought the Xbox 360 version, first version I bought.
And when you got Xbox One Edition, what brought you to the community?
Well, Battle really brought me to the community. Totsu, Shoji, Kezi, you remember Kezi? Any of you know Kezi?
I believe so.
There's a SoeuhShroud, Anubis, Key Phoenix, all those, Assassin, all the Golden Wolf,
right.
Jules. So many people.
One specific player, named BluBugattiRacer, experienced drama and controversy in battle mode.
Now, back in the days, everything were nice and chill, although, like, I've ran through toxic people that they just, let's say, like, they invite me to a party and then they trash talk me and or call me a hacker or whatever. And then later on, I just see some targets turn up behind me. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna turn into a real fight, a real mess. As long as you be strategic, then you'll be winning for sure.
Alongside this, he was strongly focused on holding a win streak that supposedly wasn't broken. All of this eventually cleared up, and for his justice, I won't share the entire story of the drama, but I will say it was a very controversial and dramatic time in battle history. This drama reached into the year of 2021 before entirely going away. Another thing in 2018 was the loss of many 2016 and 17 players.
When Fortnite, and yes, I'm gonna have to mention another game, when Fortnite skyrocketed in the population where it took many people's lives, this is where Minecraft went downhill, and I just kind of feel sad about it. To make this even worse, some of these toxic people that I ran into, if they really can't fight it out with me, instead of they calling me a hacker, or they wanted to insult me by saying, oh well, I bet you're better than Fortnite, come in and 1v1 me on that game. They just want to drag you out of the fun. My suggestion is just don't listen to haters.
There wasn't a lot of people there. It was just like a small it was like kind of a small community.
We all knew there was a distinct time limit on what we were doing.
Even though the players were changing in 2018, some were not directly in the community and played battle, but a percentage of them were PvPers, including Godgut in 05, AnubisAwaken, Ben of Phoenix GHD, Zypher, Xander James, Kezi, Temp, and a few other players who remained from 2017 like ItsJustKreadiv.
Hey, what's up, my springers? You better be getting a lot of dingers.
Hey guys, it's Aezuhfy here.
Hello, everyone. It's
And this is the time that I actually could have died. I could have killed him.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Beta here. And as you saw in the video, throughout the whole thing, I'm going to be attempting to bring back the Xbox community just because of everything of how fun it was last year and all that. But if you want to help out, don't forget to just re-upload this video. Share it, copy the description and everything, and just upload it to your own channel. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and let's bring back the Xbox community. Peace.
From here on out, it became common to hear rumors about a player using unfair winning methods.
You may know Taizuko, you may or may not know his name, and Vylora, they both went to Rocket League, and I'm gonna give you a little insight. For all of my Rocket League nerds out there who may be potentially watching this, if you want to support the community, like continue to support the PvP community, Pittsburgh Knights player Sosa is the exact same player as Vylora. It's kind of crazy how a former Xbox One PvPer is now a professional Rocket League player. You got RF, and then you German DNS, and then other people starting to do the same thing. At this point, the top of the community was our little circle. This was after Andrew and Evident and all them left, and we were on the top. And then we started figuring out RF, DNS, all this other stuff. After we figured it out, somebody had to have snitched or something, or somebody had to have watched a YouTube video or something, and then they all figured out, and then that's whenever the community kind of balanced itself out more.
Okay, so this is how what happened. So ZZE was using RF. Anybody in our group, okay, during that whole time. It was him and then Shane, and then Tack, and then NBA me got one, Rainmine got one, and then Vizu got one.
Caxi got one, then I got one after Caxi. Yeah,
I'm gonna say this right now, on record. If you ask Vio if he ever RFs, he will say no. But I'm saying right now, he did. 100%.
Oh, you could hear it. You could hear it.
Until
all you have to do is just turn up your game volume.
The day he dies, man, he will always deny that.
Things were different in 2019. The previously mentioned kit named Pot was more widely played than by players like Tack Hunter, Evan Galt aka Daddy Vemzy, Peaches, King of Souls, Fire Sign, Chronic Tigers, and Exapay. General PvP had players like Rainbime, Shade Freds, Caxi, and NBA Bullet 1225. Sadly, the liveliness of Pot wasn't entirely beneficial to everyone.
After Fortnite became a big thing, and then Fortnite died again, the PvP community came back, but it was mostly Pot players. So Pot came big with a player called, I'm trying to think, Legit Marmot. He had an entire crew, and me and my Pot friends, it was me, NBA Bullet, King of Souls, Beta Linksy, and 0792. There were a bunch of others, and they all kind of fell off, and then Ziyppy came back in, and the toxicity rose like crazy, but so did the community a little bit.
I think when Pot was very popular, it was back when XP joined the community. You know who that is. It was a very a good Pot player, but also toxic at the same time.
Hopefully he changed. I'm sure he changed. We've all grown up now, but I'm glad that he and his crew came.
But let's just say Exapay took it to a whole different level in 2019, especially.
Later on into the year, more clans and rivalries began to form, and PvP YouTube videos were made exposing players as well as showing off skill. The most common type of videos made in the PvP community were montages. Montages are compilations of PvP video clips that showcase a player's skill and performance. These YouTube videos usually include music and effects adjusted to the liking of the creator. Montages, particularly in the Xbox One PvP community, date back to as early as 2015. A montage could include a dozen players losing to a single player, or they could call out an individual for any reason. Exposing videos usually include clips of the individual losing in PvP along with pictures of things they've said or done that would be considered wrong or immoral. This is purposely done to ruin their reputation with a mix of true and false claims about said individual.
Oh, okay.
What about the exposing videos that people made on other people?
Oh my god, dude. I'm sorry. Okay,
first?
those were... Yeah, I'll go. Actually, you go first. I went first last time.
It was BS.
There are also combo-tages where the video is focused on combo hits where the opponent fails to get any hits in, or duo-tages where two players are featured in one video. There are other versions of montages that exist or have existed unknowingly, since montages can get privated, unlisted, or deleted. When it comes to this community, montages definitely are a driving force.
When I used to be good at this game, like really good at it, I used to make little montages about the community, and that kind of turned into a trend, and everybody started doing it, and I made a conclusion montage and stuff like that, and people want to check that out. It's at GoldenWolf24K on YouTube. I think montages are cool. I think it shows creativity in people. I think it shows that people have skill other than using RF, even though they're putting it in their videos. But
I've had so many people.
Players also didn't seem to stop talking about bad internet connection and lag, because the complaints rose and never fell. An already existing issue arose amongst the players in the community. Depending on your internet connection strength and where you live in the world, certain players would experience more delay, more commonly referred to as lag, than others. This created controversy to an extent, but it mainly caused annoyance or a major advantage or disadvantage for the laggy player. In this community, players come from multiple different continents and countries. Therefore, different internet service providers from different areas provide different levels of internet connection strength to different routers.
You might think, oh, bad internet, okay. You might think it's just a one-way street, but no, you're wrong. It's a two-way street. You can have bad internet and be very bad, but you can have bad internet and make everyone else bad, which makes you good.
When playing Xbox One Edition, exceptional gameplay shouldn't be expected on everyone's server, but people's expectations were far too high, thus causing controversy.
So people, okay, let me tell you, people get deluded in their mind. They think they're good just because the internet is trash, but they're not.
Now the connection into the battle minigames. One thing that bothered me the most is when you're the host and then you have a very good fight, very good game, but then all of a sudden Mojang said nope, they're all out. They just vanished like it was nothing. Maybe they lag half of your game or literally everyone by the worst.
Gapple and build controversy. Text to speech in the party. The internet connection and delay.
Oh god. 2019 was the time where Assassin created his wide-known PvP server called Sun and Moon PvP. Assassin also uploaded his clicking tutorial for Xbox One controllers.
What is up, guys? MC Assassin Gaming here. There is this question which I was asked quite a few times in the past, and maybe sometimes today when I PvP in Minecraft. No, it's how I click fast on a console.
Clicking methods for controllers during this time and onward were crucial for success. Ever since Assassin uploaded his tutorial, clicking methods became an instant trend. Let's quickly go over the three main clicking methods. Standard clicking is the normal and most basic way to click on a controller. It is usually done by players without them even realizing they're doing it. Standard clicking is when a player uses their pointer finger to click the trigger repeatedly at a user-chosen rate. Depending on the player, the range of speed or clicks per second can differ from 5 to 8 as a standard speed. Jitter clicking is the second most common clicking method. This usually includes your middle finger on the hit button instead of your pointer. In order to jitter click, you have to stiffen your arm and shake your finger quickly instead of slowly pressing the hit button. The clicks per second in this method can be highly effective, from 11 to 20 clicks per second. When you jitter click, your arm will look like it's shivering or vibrating from a tremor. This method can be dangerous, both in-game or not. Depending on the intensity of clicking, you may or may not develop carpal tunnel syndrome, which can cause horrible pain in your wrist and fingers. Butterfly clicking is a variation of standard clicking, where a player uses 2 fingers to click the trigger instead of 1. This is done by interchanging their fingers quickly to hit the trigger at once, with each one rapidly. Because of the skill and strength required to master any clicking methods and use them correctly in PvP, players became desperate and began using RF to short-handedly click faster. Players would visually show their clicking by making a handcam video. These videos included a camera pointing at the player's hand and controller as they played PvP on the screen. Usually, handcams were made to show off their click speed or to prove that they were indeed a legit player. Unfortunately, 2019 was also the time where the community started to decline in overall players. Most of the people who were playing in 2016 to 17 had already left. The general community went from over 1,000 players to barely a couple hundred.
The reason I made this video is because I want to help revive the PvP community. The reason that a lot of people PvP'd is because they always looked up to the greats like Massimo or Aezuhfy or Kieren or Lusso. Like a lot of people who were up at the top 10s, they all, like all the other PvPers looked up to them. Now that they're gone, everyone else is gone with them. They're gone. So what? Like they can come back, great. If they don't come back, oh well, it doesn't matter. That means that we have to fill in their shoes. Like a bunch of people all talk about how they were the ones who brought the community to life. We should be the ones who revive it and make sure that what they did wasn't for nothing, because basically right now, if you want to honor the people that you looked up to,
you have to continue on their legacy. That's basically it.
It wasn't the best in 2019. This year began what are known as the dying years of the community. Mojang continued their attempts to persuade Xbox One Edition players to switch to Bedrock Edition. More misfortune came to the community with the sad news on December 3rd, 2019. Mojang released a final update for Xbox One Edition and the game was discontinued for good.
Well, it looks like that you've reached the halfway point of the story. I really appreciate anybody that has watched this all the way up to this point. This is the transitional part of the documentary where we start to talk about the second part of the community and the second large generation. I don't know if you remember in 2018 we talk about the specific battle mode group that would form. Well, this group would eventually replace the people that left, but only by a little bit, not anywhere near as big as it used to be.
The year of 2020 was one of the most chaotic and confusing years of the community. Since there is a lot to cover, we will start with the raw beginning. As we all know, 2020 was the year that the world-known virus COVID-19, or the coronavirus, struck the globe. This had good and bad effects on the community. A few OG players returned after leaving, others left for good, but the community still remained.
I think COVID changed the community a lot because a lot more people started playing, people having to be indoors and stuff like that.
A small, new set of players formed that would inundate the community with a controversially unpleasant future. Less than 100 self-titled PvPers, mostly from 2018 and 19, played during this time, including but not limited to WynterBeastMode, Daddy Vemzy, Lacey's, Doha14X, Mizuki, Pro Player, Soa, Vuhar, Rusi, Mystery Man, Assassin, PJNZF, Juxi, Fakaizo, Golden Wolf 24K, Axe Body Spray, and many more. Many of the new players' prestidigitation and or boredom caused big problems in the community. The devious and toxic atmosphere would create a hurricane of new drama.
I think it was more active, but I also think it was in 2020, so a lot of people started, buying RF and cheating on people.
He was part of a group of friends that were close to each other, including Jake or IXZerotsu and Key Phoenix or IXKarasu. Another group was known as the Ninja Gang or the Ninja Clan. These were a group of players who generally liked a certain ninja skin included in the Legacy Skin Pack 4. The skin is based off of a character from a game called Mark of the Ninja. Despite the amount of legit players, the rapid fire cheats flames spread farther than ever before. This caused a split to occur between legit players and rapid fire users.
And then all these RFers just came in and just started just destroying everyone. And then I had to beat them on host to make it a fair fight because, why do you think people cheat? I don't know, they're lazy, they don't want to get good at the game, or they're peer pressured. They see everyone else. I feel like people at Caxi, they just see everyone else cheating and they're kind of tired of it. They're done with it, so they're just getting RF so they can, counteract it.
Now, when we get into the pandemic year, 2020, I think this is the fatal flaw. Now, the RFers, or the rapid fires, or I even call them auto clickers, this is where they decide to interfere and ruin other people's play style and gameplay. Gapple PvP, Pod PvP, Build UHD, those RF, they rather abuse on the server. They even had a toxic personality, they literally hate you or whatever.
Max RF does not work. It's not fully max because 25 CPS, whatever. It's not actually going 25 because let's say if you're on a laggy host, I'll probably get maybe 12, 13 CPS max. If you're on a laggy host, if you're on a clean host, then you'll probably get 18 to 20.
But the best part about Xbox One Edition was that half the time it didn't register, but the reason RF made such a big impact was to make sure that every single hit possible registered.
This year saw a peak in RF users along with the addition of alt accounts, booting, doxing, insults, gap glitching, and people even changing their DNS server to become more laggy and harder to beat due to the server location. Alt accounts, short for alternative accounts, are a way to disguise a player's identity while possibly using RF or other cheats. These were usually used to annoy people or to joke with them. This became a major trend in the community, but the players who were against it weren't happy. Most people using RF played in alt accounts to look cool or intimidating, and these people were usually unnecessarily rude in chat or in game. This obviously built a bad reputation for RF users, though some of them use it as a boost for their skill and name brand instead of a way to annoy people. Others just use it casually. Most alt accounts disappeared very shortly after 2021, and they haven't returned since, but WynterBeastMode still has a collection of over 100 alt accounts.
Booting rose in 2020 to a high extent. This was when a person would find a player's IP address on a specific website, application, or by deep research, and then illegally tamper with the player's router, halting their internet connection for certain periods of time.
Like, people who took the game really serious was like, they would actually boot people offline. Like, that was one thing back in the days, that like, booting people offline was like a real big thing. Like, even at the time when people started moving to Bedrock, people were still getting booted offline.
This was actually very common, and players used it as a threat mainly because it wasn't a short, easy process to those who didn't know how to do it.
I don't want to say names or nothing, but like, people actually just like sending your IP. It was like really normal. It would be like a group of friends too. It would be like the top people, like the people who are known on like the top list and everything.
If booting wasn't used as a threat, then it was used as a revenge act on somebody. Another thing that was used as a revenge or hate act was doxing. This was probably the most illegal act done in this community. The doxer would search for personal information of a player and post it publicly on YouTube or Discord. This information includes their city, state, home address, IP address, and sometimes their full name or a picture of their face.
Can you just grow up, honestly? There's really no point of making false rumors, false accusations, assumptions, whatever you want to call it, about someone you don't know. You don't know anything about that person. You just want to get involved so you can have your fair share of clout and attention. This is my personal opinion. If you have a problem, you could do something about it.
Since 2020 marked the year of toxicity spreading in the community, it is to be expected that many insults and sayings spread likewise. Besides cheater, RFer, and hacker, here are a few examples. When someone refers to a player as toxic, it means the player is usually unnecessarily rude and constantly harasses other players for no reason, or a very bad one. Many players during this time were very toxic, causing a good percentage of the drama related to RF and alt accounts. This has not changed, and toxicity reigns high over the minority of kind players left. Randoms are players who have no previous experience in the community or never joined it in the first place. These were usually new, irrelevant players who had no PvP experience and were very easy to beat. Short for special education, this insult was thrown at players that were not liked by the majority. It was usually a way to call someone mentally challenged. The PvPer Life Error, Tiki Y, or Vuhar popularized this insult with his Sped song.
Hey, good as Sped. You are Sped. You probably sleep in a bed, you probably live in a shed because you're such a
New Gen, short for New Generation, was almost a synonym to random. Most people labeled as New Gens were not around for a significant amount of time. New Gen has a more neutral connotation compared to the insult random. Gap glitching was a glitch that players took advantage of upon discovery. This glitch allows you to run and consume food simultaneously. In a normal circumstance, you would have to stop running or walking to fuel your hunger bar. With this glitch, you would only have to slow down for less than half a second, but you would also have to drop one piece of your food on the ground if you wanted this glitch to work. Gap glitching usually requires an assigned sprint control to the controller button named LB or left bumper for ease of use. While it is possible otherwise, it is more difficult. In proper settings, gap glitching is used only during Gapple matches and related kits, but some players decided to gap glitch in BUHC or even battle mode. This led to gap glitching being labeled as a cheating method, causing yet more controversy. Another thing worth mentioning before returning to 2020's history was the common act known as combat logging. This was when a player would quickly leave a server in order to avoid getting killed. Combat logging was usually done right before the player died during a PvP match. It was usually looked down upon, but some people did it to get out of an unfair situation that they were put in. Now, let's get back to the 2020 timeline. During this year, Parmesan IV started live streaming simultaneously on Twitch and YouTube. This was a good entertainment for the whole community, and many good memories were made during these streams.
Okay, in 10 seconds, I want everybody to continuously jump to see who survives the longest. Ready? Go. Everybody jump. Jump. What is he gonna do? Oh my god. Kiss the bride. Kiss the bride. You guys are
Oh my god.
Get kicked from the game. Get kicked from the game. Get kicked from the game. What? Okay. Oh no!
Kill him! Kill him! Yay!
I'm probably gonna just end the stream here. But yeah, thank you for all people that watched the whole thing. It was pretty funny. Hopefully I'll do more stuff like this. Alright, well, goodbye.
Throughout this year, more progress was made in the PvP servers of Sun and Moon PvP, Vemzi's PvP server, and a new server, PJPvP. This server paralleled Sun and Moon PvP because it was the only server close to the size of Sun and Moon PvP besides Wisp King's now defunct server, which was destroyed for good reason by Skylark1563. Collaboration was eventually made between PJPvP and Sun and Moon PvP though, which turned out better in the end than competition. There were multiple types of servers that were hosted by multiple people. It wasn't just a few that we mentioned. Players like TKY, Juxi, Doha14X, Mizuki, Kaxi, Mystery Man, Goodly Yapper or Lucky Crane, Rusi, and WynterBeastMode hosted frequently in 2020. Over time, starting from the very beginning, servers got more creative with different designs and features. Kit PvP servers were probably the most advanced when it came to architecture and in-game currency. Other complex PvP servers that were hosted had similar designs with multiple maps, waiting rooms, and lobbies. Some players, though, kept it simple and built congruent boxes with different floor patterns. Oh, and it got simpler than that with a lot of players just creating a basic generated world and slightly customizing it. Don't forget about the traps that a select few added in their servers, definitely not Craftinator.
We were all kind of lost. We were all playing Kohi, we died for like a month, then came back right afterwards, and then we were all playing Gap or Build actually, and then we died for a little bit, and then I came back and I made a massive Badline world, and we all just started playing scrims for days upon days upon days, and then I left, and then Kohi came back. And, yeah.
With these things aside, more drama was caused with the rise of online dating in the community.
I know I've only met you for like the past 40 minutes, but I think you're the one.
Not all of 2020 was drama related, as friend groups were formed, including the Resolute Razors. This was a group who played battle mode frequently together.
It was supposed to be more of like an unstoppable battle mode group where we aren't really necessarily toxic, but like if we all teamed together, we would be able to basically win against whoever.
Added on to that, we were supposed to be really close friends and had really fun, a lot of
really
fun
close
together.
friends. And the thing is that we did have a lot of fun, but here's the thing: we're gonna shift the story now. It didn't really last for as long as it could have. It was mid 2020 to like mid 2021.
It was a good year.
Like it was about a year. And throughout that year, it wasn't really always active, but 2020 was when we played the most. But as time went on, the game started changing, and then when those different people started to come in, then a lot of the other people started to leave.
Towards the end of this year, there was a fear of Minecraft Legacy servers being disbanded and shut down. This was mainly because of a false article. Thankfully, this never happened and most likely will not, but a possibility remains. A large chunk of players attempted to quit Legacy around this time after a chain reaction started. A collaboration video was made in November of 2020 where Parma, Assassin, and Vemzi talked about the state of the community and the servers shutting down.
The version we're playing on is hasn't been updated in months or even years, so this version is gradually rotting to the core and it's just getting more laggy and boring. There's just no updates. The game's not sparked up enough, so people just get bored of the game. There's nothing new, and after a while we just get bored of it, if you know what I mean. And it's kind of laggy, so it makes the competitive gameplay experience kind of difficult.
The battle mode servers, knowing that they were made by 4J or by Mojang, who knows where they are right now. They could be in a dark room waiting to be unplugged.
We draw near to the end of the story with the year of 2021. Most of this year was submerged in drama between clans, leaving barely any good things left to mention during it besides a small liveliness returning. These following events are only being mentioned for the sheer fact that they shaped the small community that was still left. Daddy Vemzi was close to a player named Laces or Luor at this time. As friends, nothing was expected to happen out of the ordinary. Vemzy's account was eventually hacked by him, marking the end of Vemzy's original server, as it had been deleted from his account. Thankfully, he got his account back on March 29th and rebuilt his server. Throughout the months following, a lot of dating and general drama occurred. This caused much controversy and even caused some more people to quit. Namely, the BBG were big targets at this middle period of the year. Originally, this group was formed to target Parmesan IV in battle mode, but eventually changed to have no specific target. American Venom, the leader of this group, created a server to privately practice PvP. Soon following this, a battle player named Sybernox formed a group titled Akoda, short for the Adventurous Knights of the Academy. Akoda included Buttercup, Icey Drip, Awakening, 2 Hellenback, Story Thieves, Momo the Magician, and other aspiring players. This was similar to the IX, originally purposed as a group of friends looking for peace more than a clan. But with the large accusations against Sybernox at this time, more drama was spread and the peaceful friend group turned into a defensive clan. The majority of the PvP community disliked this group mainly because of Sybernox's accusations and their teaming strategies in battle mode. An interesting battle mode theory circulated in 2021. Skilled battle mode players would examine the noobs and question if they were actual players. Some believed that they were AI bots planted by Mojang because of how poorly the noobs were performing. There wasn't any proof of this theory, and it only lasted about a year. As an attempt to revive PvP ranks, tier lists were created, ranking players from S tier all the way to the lowest grade, which was F tier. These types of lists existed years before the community adapted them, as popular YouTubers made them with various subjects.
Charlie isn't a normal kid. Dad is sad after his divorce. Blockhead is just the employee.
One good thing that happened this year was Assassin's creation of the TV show Charlie and Dad. This was a comical show about a kid whose mother had left and his dad was an addict. Besides the horrible improvised plot, each character was played professionally yet comically by a PvPer. This show definitely wasn't the only joke in the community. In fact, tons of them were made. More than that can be counted. Over the history of the community, players created various inside jokes about each other that remained in memory even in the dying years of the community. These jokes could be beneficial for a player's reputation, but most of them were considered mockery. Players like Daddy Vemzy, Just Rezki, Parmesan IV, Zestful Fawn 1234, Metal Gajira, Shinzo, Blockhead, and Assassin have uploaded joke videos to their YouTube channels. These videos were a good source of content and usually poked fun at players' username, skin of choice, internet connection, their risky actions and behavior, or even their supposed real-life appearance.
Daddy Vemzy, Daddy Vemzy, Daddy Vemzy.
Are you made my flight 455 years? I am God Garnet, and I am
Butcher Bobcat, can he fix it? Butcher Bobcat, yes he can. Butcher Bobcat, can he fix it? Butcher Bobcat, yes he can.
SoeuhShroud couldn't get any louder. Yes, I'm talking about his router. Hiccup, don't get his name tangled. He works over there at Bojangles. Now Brucey, he brings the nest. He really likes that.
Besides the off-the-wall jokes directed towards certain players, skits were also created depicting very random and comedic topics. A lot of them were designed to be relatable POV or be-like content. Others were styled like a cartoon television program. The fact is, a lot of funny Minecraft videos that appear to be staged are actually real and were recorded using Xbox's past capture feature.
Can't run. It's not. Oh.
GG.
It didn't let me run.
GG.
No, it didn't let me run.
GG, Phoenix.
No, I want to run.
Oh, there's a dog. I'm not sure that we're supposed to allow dogs. I mean,
Don't touch my dog.
Sorry.
Whoa, watch out.
Yeah, we're not allowed. Dogs aren't allowed here. Don't shoot me.
Any replacements?
No.
We're hungry.
Look, just go up to the front or something. We have a
Oh my
door.
god.
Will we still get food? Dad, can I get a Happy Meal?
Don't forget about the world-known internet memes that were implemented into the community jokes. This practice can go back as far as 2017, where Assassin made videos like these. It's possible that there have been memes before 2017 in the PvP community, but not many were found. The Sun and Moon server probably had the largest showcase of internet meme references in the PvP community.
Hey, Blockhead. Blockhead, shut the up. You sound like a...
This was whenever Kaizuko went from Xbox to PS4 and then came back to Xbox. Aezuhfy made the greatest video still to this day I have ever seen. It is Welcome Back Kaizuko.
I'm getting a little hyper already, as you can tell. Okay, sorry, I'm getting a little carried away here.
I don't know.
I don't think we're gonna get.
Do you really think?
I don't think.
Popular memes that the community likes or used to like include bass-boosted songs, Angry Birds, Juan Dale Dinkle, Among Us, Super Mario, anime references, dreams speedruns, Only in Ohio, touching grass, being a nerd, and a variety of explicit and inappropriate memes that won't be mentioned. As of the time of this production, there are only a couple players that make comedic videos in the PvP community. Let's return to 2021's story. During the entirety of this year, a large portion of the 2019 and 2020 players ditched the community. Nearly everyone who left didn't fully come back. These players were semi-replaced by newcomers. Many of them were mentioned previously. In a desperate attempt to start a revival, a group of players formed a group called TANTS, or the Authentic New Community Enforcement. This group was composed of Sybernox, Assassin, Shinzo, Blockhead, and Parmesan IV as the main members. Like most other groups, this was no more successful than the Resolute Razors, and failed quickly and ultimately. "2022 marks a sad story for the community. Nearly all the 2017 through early 2020 players had left, and they started being somewhat replaced by really new players, referred to as new gens, or random new players who come and go very quickly. This is similar to what happened in 2021, but on a lesser scale this time. Battle was facing the same problem with odd newcomers. No one in the servers who are commonly known by the community fought anymore, and everyone teamed and just ran around, defeating the purpose. Battle mode has since changed into something different than originally, but that doesn't mean it was irreversible.
And in Battle Me game, it even struggles to go up to 16 players. Most of the time, it just stays in around 7 to 13, or even less. You can even barely get someone. A friend of mine trying to record challenges, you can even barely get some people in. And even if an IX clan have been formed up thanks to Golden Wolf, or even if Black and White server that Assassin tried to create, and even the Akota, the PvP revamp, despite all that, it just feels hopeless. We just failed.
Do you think that the community could be saved theoretically, or should people just move on? Is it just not worth trying to go back to?
I mean, I kind of feel both ways. I think some people can, as long as they're not like toxic people.
Yeah.
I'm sure everything will be good.
There were split opinions of the community, and people had arguments over it for days before it faded. Not much else happened this year besides the addition of players like Vuzaminla Vexosa in late 2022 and a collection of players in early 2022. From then on, things were very peaceful and have remained that way until present time. "2023 was a quieter year, thankfully, yet also sadly. PvP players from 2018 and up came to play only occasionally and chill out, though the majority remain long gone. The Xbox One Edition PvP community went from thousands of active players to barely 40.
Sucks how they're all gone now.
Battle mode has remained peaceful team-up time for months. Everything is different compared to years ago. The battle mode new gens still play, and others have joined since. A few bits of drama have been scattered abroad, but that is to be expected for this community. Besides that, we don't know the future. Anything can happen between now and later. Maybe the core community will return, but it might not see true liveliness anytime soon. Maybe it won't ever return to its former glory."
Shoutouts to, in terms of the 2015 people, FireMike720 or XMikey. Shout out to Victor or Adamite or It's Acidic Rains, Velocity Rains, Exotic Nations. A lot of these people have a lot of usernames. Also, there was OSM Fash, or OSMF Ash, actually. Also, huge shout out to my friend Kieren. He had many names as well. He had Zidhan, Banks the Squid, Velocity Banks, Fire Aspect 1, Hatoku. Shout out my Northern Irish brother, Cork. Wills, or Velocity Wills, Lags Attacks as well. He's been around for super long time. Acidic Mix, or Karuyu, Drag Legend, Input Classic. These are like all 2015 people. Velocity Nick, shout out Kyvan, Zertiify or Zx, and Simist, and Cobra, Sean, KMFUC, Deadly Jonesy 61, Bluedo HD, otherwise known as Emog. Shout out Thermal, Gold Tortoise. And shout out to the people I watched but never got a chance to play with. A Gamer MC, J Wolf, and Smitty Timmy, the OG UHC players. I think that's it.
Rixos, Rocky, Special Mickey, Bison players, Andrew Hacks. I bumped into 0792 and I ran in one of his random worlds. Riskier, Beta, Big Ups Lazarix, Chosen, the Knockoff Awaken.
Want to shout out the trio, myself, NBA Bullet 1225, and X-Tac Hunter.
We may reach the 10th anniversary of Minecraft Xbox One Edition to celebrate, but once again, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened, and share your memories with the friends that you used to play with and the friends you used to know. And for the new generation of people that haven't experienced with the older generation, we can share some backstories and do some storytelling. Yeah, and that's the bottom line for everyone.
Either way, it has been such a time. We all had our periods of playing, coming and going, leaving and returning. There are more things to come in the future. Thank you all for joining us on our deep dive into the Minecraft Xbox One Edition PvP community. We hope you appreciate it, and who knows, maybe if the community is alive in 3 years, we'll do a part 2. God bless and peace to everyone.
It's not always about what's being done. Some people only pay attention to the person that's doing it. The fact that it was me, that could have been the focal point. The groups have died, the teams have retired, and the alliances have faded. When the source of happiness goes, I try to replace it. I always end up here, in the eternal forest with nothing but a melody. There's no point to only look for people when you can look up to the clear sky.
I'm so done with everything.
VR1.
Stuck, lost again, stuck, lost again, stuck, lost. Stuck, lost again, will it end? Online experience that was then. Am I fine, girl, or blind? In my prime died, it's my time to move on.
Couple years ago we all would hang for long whiles. Dang, it's crazy how the closest friend lived over 100 miles. Rolling on the floor, laughing, it's not even that long lasting. Cause we knew that time be passing. Then the piece it kept on crashing, stopped the bashing and harassing. I was asking for ideas from my channel since fall. Where's my flannel? That's substantial for my look. But who cares? Where's the bug? Oh yeah, it's closed. It wasn't yesterday, a couple years ago.
Stuck, lost again, will it end? Online experience that was then. Am I fine, girl, or blind? In my prime died, it's my time to move on.
I switched to online mess because I was depressed and all my school friends left. I didn't know what was next then. I drowned into the ocean of emotion. Streaming too, I had devotion, interaction I admired. Now my subscription expired. Time to get off the Xbox and go get a job. You're now turning 18 and all that money waiting. There's no reason to wait to open the gate. I failed. It ain't even too late. False hope is one of the things I hate.
It's just online, it's not real. It's all fake.
You know, they say you never really know when you're in the good old days until they're done.